don't come around me gossiping and talking to me about somebody's business, because I don't give a I'm trying to get rich. I don't got time to waste my time focusing on somebody else's business and all the gossip and all the goofy. I'm out here trying to get money, change my life so I don't have to work no job no more. Please don't come around me gossiping and talking bad about nobody. I don't want to hear that. I don't know why you woke up this morning and felt so bold that you could come to me and even feel like you could tell me something like this. I don't want to hear it. I never will want to hear it. Don't come tell me. Stay the around me, honestly, because why you even want to talk about that? Why you are not out here trying to get rich? Why you out here worrying about somebody's business and you gossiping and doing all the goofy shit? Bro, that I'm trying to get some real paper out here. Why the do I care about somebody's business and all that goofy shit, bro? I'm focused. Don't come around me trying to tell me nobody's business and all the gossiping, bro. All of that. If it ain't about no money or me just being better or some shit that's going to raise my frequency, don't come tell me that shit, bro, because I don't care. Don't come gossiping to me. I don't want to hear that shit for the birds. I'm not one of them.
I'm not gonna lie. That's exactly how I've been feeling like this for the past, 5-6 years. This is exactly my sentiment. This is exactly what goes on in my head. I'm like, bro, get away far from me if you're not talking about business, right? Get far from me if you're not talking about money. Get far away from me if you're not talking about how we can move forward, how we can straight dominate, how we can create long lasting, wealth, how we can strengthen our mindset, how we can strengthen our bodies, right? How we can strengthen our spirit. Like, please get far away from me with all of the BS, all of the gossiping. And you know what I've discovered, and this is just not, Americans, right? What I've discovered about most people, right, in the world, because here's the truth. Here's the fact, right? Most people in the world are not going to amount to probably what they could have amounted to if they would just focus. Right. A lot of people and thanks to, globalization. Right. People have a lot of times on their hands. Right. People have a lot of times on their hands to sit back and watch Netflix. People have a lot of times on their hands to sit back and watch YouTube videos that are not attributing to, their growth and as an individuals. A lot of people have a lot of times on their hands to sit back and gossip about, their coworkers. They have a lot of time to sit back and gossip about family members, talk about this person, right? Talk about what this rich person is doing, right? Why are you talking about what that rich person is doing? Clearly they are rich and they're doing what they're supposed to have did to get to where they are. This is what I noticed about most people. Most people just sit back and talk. This is all they do, right? Most people just sit back and talk. Most people are not doers. Right. And this is what I guess you can say, this is what annoys me about humanity. Right. This is what annoys me about most people. And I guess when I got around my late 20s, people just started to annoy me. Right. They just started to annoy me. They just started to get on my nerves. They just started to I just became a person that I just didn't want to talk to people because I picked up just how people were, right? A certain personality. That's the word I was trying to get out, right? I picked up, the similar personalities amongst people, right? They either, especially in America, right? They either want to talk about sports, right? They either wanted to talk about, politics that really didn't really even affect them to that extent, right? They wanted to talk about what was going on TV, the latest episode of something, or somebody else did, and all of that good stuff. They always wanted to talk about everything but the right thing. Listen, I ain't got time for that. I don't have time to be sitting around gossiping about, oh, well, Jason over there, he a little bit racist over there. Good for Jason. Okay. Shouts out to him. God bless him. Okay. He's a little bit racist. Okay. As long as he stay far away from me, I know not to interact with him. God bless him. I hope the best for his family and for this lineage. Okay. God bless, Jason over there. Right, man. The white man and man. Those Mexicans. Oh man, you seen the latest version of Love and Hip Hop? Man, did you watch the MTV Awards? Man, you heard about Drake? You heard about Lady Gaga? And it's just ongoing NPC trash. That's what I like to call it, right? NPC crash. And in 2026. In 2026, I don't care who is racist, as long as they ain't stopping me from getting no money, right? I don't give a flying F. We can get there when we get there.
This video is sponsored by American Luxury Concierge. If you're planning a trip to the Dominican Republic, don't leave your experience up to chance. At American Luxury Concierge, we help American travelers experience the country with confidence. From airport pickups and private drivers to customized itineraries and concierge services built around you. Visit AmericanLuxuryConcierge.com to book your trip, and we'll see you here in Santo Domingo.
We can cross those crossroads when we get there. Right now, we making money. Right? 2026, we building businesses. Right? In 2026, we doing the thug thizzle. Right? We get into the bag. Right? People talk about the things that are not even really holding them back from doing what they need to do. Right? This is humanity in a nutshell in 2026. People trying to talk about now we're into these conversations of, you wasn't considered white back then, or we the real, natives, or, FBAs, or, we're foundational Black Americans. And, well, you have this much European in you, and you have this much, West African in you. It's like, what the hell are we even talking about? What are we talking about? People are so obsessed with conversations that are just plain Jane stupid. People are obsessed with stupidity. And I figured it out. I figured out why. I figured out why people are obsessed with stupidity. It's because they have nothing else to offer. Simple. They have nothing else to offer the world. So guess the best they can do, right, is sit back and binge watch Netflix and go to somebody who will listen and talk about it, because they're not gonna be able to give you a whole rundown on how, an AI brain works or a large language model. They're not gonna be able to do that. They're not gonna they're not gonna be able to talk to you about the sovereignty of your data and how you should probably use something offline. They're not gonna talk about that. They're not gonna talk about anything that requires real thought. They're not gonna talk about anything that requires real thinking. Why? Because most people don't want to do any real thought. They don't want to do any real thinking, right? When you give people comfort in mass, they will not rise. They will not revolt. Facts. I believe the best possible environment for people to rise above, the best possible environment for people to get out here and make something of themselves, you have to put them in the worst possible environments, right? The worst possible environments, right? I believe the best men, the best women are made in struggle. Absolutely. I believe the best people, the best innovations, the best inventions, the best ideas have come from people in struggle, people, who are under a crazy amount of stress. Those where the best stuff come from. That's where the best ideas come from. But nowadays, this is why we see in the United States, clearly in decline when it comes to innovation, when it comes to, really, the general population, rising above and making something of themselves. This is why we're seeing this. This is why we have, such a large portion of men, young men who are are neats, right? Neither in school and in trade, they're not doing anything. They're just sitting at home watching Naruto, right? Or sitting at home, they still waiting on GTA to drop, right? That's the problem we have today. It always come back to comfort, right? And all 2026 and beyond, listen, you got to cover your ears, man. Women too. Y'all got to cover y'all ears. If they're not talking about making money, if they're not talking about business, if they're not talking about some books that's going to, you know, push you mentally forward, if they're not talking about anything like that, God bless them, right? And you might as well just move on. This is why people of high intellect, this is why people with high IQs, this is why people who think a lot, they don't have friends like that. Right? They may have people that they, I know them, right? Or, they may, send them a text here and there. But this is why people who are successful, they have little to no friends, because little to no people are taking those steps to rise above, right? Little to no people are actually involving themselves in the correct conversations, right? Little to no people, right? Most people, they want to feel like they can relate to somebody, right? They want to feel like they can be comfortable with somebody. They want friends, right? It's just plain and simple. Most people want friends, right? They want people to like them, right? They want to be likable, right? Listen, I was voted most likable high school, right? Many of y'all probably didn't know that, right? I was voted most likable in high school. Guess what? As I grew older, right? As I grew older and as I went into the workforce and as I went into real life, I had to destroy that identity, right? Because I took that identity with me, being the most likable, meaning that, nobody had issues with me. I was always, I can talk to these people, I can talk to those people, I can talk to this group, I can talk to that. It didn't matter what side of the aisle people were on, I could relate to them, and I could, be kind of like that medium, in between people, right? Never had an issue with people. So they voted me most likable person for my graduating class, right? I took that identity with me into the workforce and into the real world, right? Thinking that I was just going to walk into places and be the most likable. Hiya, how's everybody doing, right? I took that identity with me. Shit didn't work. I had to destroy that identity, right? I was walking around thinking that, well, I was voted most likable in high school, so I must surely have to be the most likable when I go here, when I go there, when I go to this place, when I go to that place, right? That worked against me, right? Trying to be likable, trying to have, solid conversations with people, right? Trying to talk about this, trying to talk about that, trying to find common ground with people, trying to be likable, trying to be this friend, trying to be her friend, right? Right? I had to learn that, no, that's not going to fly, right? That was your old identity. That was your old self, right? You got to rebuild this now. So I had to come to the age or, come to understand that forget being likable, right? If being likable, it ain't paying the bills. If being likable, it's not doing anything for you. It's not building a business for you. It's not putting a insurmountable amount of cash in your pockets. What am I being likable for? What am I being likable for? So I had to rearrange that whole identity. Now I can give a damn if somebody liked me or not, right? Because does it really matter either way? See, some of y'all are obsessed with with people trying to understand you. Man, fuck trying to be understood. Do you understand the game? Do you understand business? Do you understand economics? Do you understand the food chain? Do you understand that? Right? Do you understand history? Do you understand how things came about? Do you understand, why maybe this country thinks this way or that country thinks that way? Do you understand that? So you can learn how to maneuver through places and people, cultures, races. Do you understand that? You trying to understand the wrong things. Well, he doesn't think I'm funny, or she doesn't think bro, who cares? Oh, she don't like me because I'm tall, right? He don't like me. He don't like me because I'm white. Well, she don't like me because I'm black. Oh, it's because I'm Mexican. It's because I'm an immigrant. Who the fuck cares? Who cares? Because I'm gonna tell you, anything other than that, the great equalizer, that money is a great equalizer. I'm gonna tell you right now. Ooh, those greenbacks, pesos, dólares, right? Efectivo, right? Ooh, that's the great equalizer right there. Because trust and believe, ain't nobody caring nothing about anything else once that money is involved. Don't nobody care about anything else once power is involved. Once they see that you're somebody, right? They don't care about anything other than that. They don't care. Nobody cares. Who cares who cares? So you're going to spend your whole life gossiping? You're going to spend your whole life being a loser? Is that what we're going to do? I'm going to tell you right now. For you young guys, especially, once you hit about 25, 26, the world stopped caring about you. Especially if you're a man, the world stopped caring about you. See, the world will always care about women. The world will always give women the sympathy card and, all of that good stuff. But as a man, once you hit about 25, 26, the world stopped caring, right? You ain't got no money. Okay, take your broke ass home. All right. Then it don't let you hit 30. Oh, the world definitely don't care. The world don't care if you didn't have your dad growing up. The world doesn't care. The world doesn't care. Oh, I grew up in the projects. The world doesn't care. Oh, I grew up in the trailer parks. The world definitely don't care, right? Don't nobody care. I didn't grow up with a silver spoon. Neither did a billion other people on the planet. So y'all need to stop having the wrong conversations. Start having the right conversations. It's 2026. Listen, the after pill is the ideology. The escape blueprint is the framework. And PFP life is how you should live, in purpose, in freedom, and in power. Hit the link in the description, theafterpill.co. If you need to book a coaching call with me, listen, it's all available in that link. If you want to join the Patreon, if you want to join the family, it is also in the link in the description. And I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.
Welcome to the afterpill.co, your one-stop shop hub for everything that I offer. Whether you're here to book a one-on-one coaching call, join the Patreon community, explore Horizon Atlas, your relocation app, or access my latest content and resources, you'll find it all right here. Choose your path, take action, and start building the life you want.